What if I told you that you don't lack discipline, you don't lack willpower, and you definitely don't lack self-control? You just lack a system. Because here's the uncomfortable truth. If success depended on motivation, everyone would be successful. If change depended on willpower, everyone would be fit, rich, and focused. But willpower is unreliable. Motivation is temporary, and self-control is overrated. What actually changes your life is a system. Today, I'm going to show you why you're not the problem and how to build a system that makes discipline automatic. We've been sold a lie. The lie is that disciplined people are somehow different, that they wake up motivated, that they resist temptation effortlessly,
that they just try harder. But research in behavioral psychology tells a completely different story. Self-control is a limited resource. It gets depleted throughout the day. Every decision you make, what to wear, what to eat, what to respond to, drains mental energy. By the time evening arrives, you're not weak, you're exhausted. And when exhaustion meets temptation, the system wins. Notice I didn't say you lose. I said the system wins. Because whether you realize it or not, you are always operating inside a system. If junk food is visible on your desk, that's a system. If your phone is within reach while working, that's a system. If you don't plan workouts, that's a system. If your day starts with scrolling, that's a system. The question is not whether you have a system. The question is whether your system is designed for success or distraction. Motivation feels powerful, but it's unreliable. It spikes when you watch an inspiring video. It spikes when you feel guilty. It spikes on January 1st, and then it fades. Systems, however, don't rely on emotion. They rely on structure. Let me give you an example. Two people want to start exercising. Person A says, "I'll go to the gym when I feel motivated." Person B says, "My gym clothes are laid out the night before. I train at 7 a.m. every weekday. No decision required." Who succeeds long term? The one who removed the decision. Discipline isn't about trying harder, it's about deciding once. The more decisions you remove, the less self-control you need. Successful people don't have more willpower. They have fewer daily negotiations. Let's break down why you feel like you lack self-control. You rely on memory instead of reminders, motivation instead of scheduling, emotion instead of structure, hope instead of systems. For example, you say you'll study tonight, but there's no fixed time, no clear task defined, no environment prepared, no distraction blocked. So when evening comes, you feel resistance, and resistance wins. Not because you're weak, but because ambiguity creates friction, and friction kills action. Clarity reduces friction. Systems create clarity. When something is scheduled, prepared, and simplified, action becomes easier than avoidance. And humans naturally follow the path of least resistance. So if your system makes distraction easy, you will be distracted. If your system makes productivity easy, you will be productive. A system is not a goal. A goal says, "I want to read 20 books this year." A system says, "I read 10 pages every night at 9 p.m. A goal says, "I want to lose 20 pounds. A system says, "I meal prep every Sunday and walk 8,000 steps daily." Goals set direction. Systems create progress. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. If your system is chaotic, your results will be inconsistent. If your system is consistent, your results become predictable. Now, let's build your system. Here are 5 principles. The first principle: remove friction for good habits. If you want to write, keep your laptop open. If you want to practice guitar, leave it visible. If you want to drink water, keep a bottle on your desk. Make good habits obvious and easy. Second, add friction to bad habits. Delete social media from your phone. Keep junk food out of your house. Use website blockers. If it takes 20 seconds longer to access a distraction, your brain often won't bother. Tiny barriers create massive behavioral shifts. The third, schedule everything. If it's not scheduled, it's optional. Decide when, where, for how long. Instead of, "I'll work on my project tomorrow," say, "Tomorrow at 6 p.m. at my desk, I will work for 45 minutes. Specificity eliminates negotiation. The fourth principle: track process, not emotion. Don't ask, "Did I feel motivated?" Ask, "Did I execute the system?" Systems reward consistency, not intensity. And the last principle: make it embarrassingly small. You don't need a 2-hour workout. Start with 10 minutes. You don't need to read 50 pages. Read 5. Small actions repeated daily outperform intense bursts followed by burnout. Here's the deeper layer. Systems shape identity. When you follow your system, even imperfectly, you gather evidence. Evidence that you are consistent, reliable, disciplined. You don't become disciplined and then build systems. You build systems and discipline emerges. Identity is the byproduct of repeated behavior, and repeated behavior is the byproduct of systems. Here's the uncomfortable part. Building a system feels boring. It's not dramatic. It's not exciting. It doesn't feel like a breakthrough. But transformation isn't loud. It's mechanical. The people you admire, they are not constantly inspired. They're structured. They automated their success. So if you think you lack self-control, you don't. You lack a structure that protects your future self from your present impulses. Stop asking, "How do I become more disciplined?" Start asking, "How do I redesign my environment so discipline isn't required?" Because the goal isn't to become stronger. The goal is to make the right action easier than the wrong one. Build the system, let it run, and watch your identity change. If this video helped you rethink discipline, hit like. If you want more content about productivity, mindset, and systems for high performance, subscribe. And remember, you don't need more willpower. You need a better system.